Thanks for coming in today. It really feels different. Usually that's the room, you can see it here. Either teach or scream, right? So I'm not going to scream at you guys, or I'm going to try to all year long. But no, thanks for being here. Like I told the guys today, this is a day I was looking forward to for a long time, right? Kind of waiting for that, and now it's actually happened. So I'm really happy and excited about that to get things going tomorrow and get it going and do what I love to do is go on the ice with my players, with my staff, and get to work. So go ahead.
Take it home. Can I start? I'll just go ahead. Yeah. Marco, normally, if you'd coached before, you'd have a real handle on the veterans, and you'd be able to sort of budget out over the course of the exhibition season, maybe on the road games, not use them because you know them. So are you going to, just because of your base level knowledge of the veterans, you think you'll use them more in exhibition games?
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, again, I think the one thing what I do is I communicate, right? So it's we'll see day by day. There's nothing really set yet, but what I'm hearing from the guys is they want to play. So that's a good thing, right? I think there's still a little bit of, I can feel they're a little pissed off, and even from last year. So I know it's going to be a lot of information. Moving forward the next few days. Probably I'm using a different language on certain things, system-wise. We're going to tweak a few things. So, but end of the day, I want them to get to know everything right away, as much as we can, and how many games those guys will play, I don't know yet. But like I said, the good sign is they're all ready to go, they're all excited, and they all want to play. So that's the good part. But we'll see.
Marco, can you describe your emotions, heading into the building this morning and anticipation of having all eyes on you for the first time?
I don't know. This morning I was pretty relaxed, I gotta say. It just kind of hit me a little bit before the meeting, but I'm confident enough that I'm going to do the best I can and be the same Marcus Sturm I always been. And end of the day, I just want to get better. I want to get my players better. I want to win, right? So that's like today. It's a good day. Moving forward, I don't want to change anything, and players should feel it every day. Sometimes even said, I'm not here to babysit and be the cheerleader every day, but I actually like to do it because it's almost like I want to play too. So that's what they're gonna hear all year long because of those reasons.
You have a lot of different experience from playing in the NHL to head coach in Europe, assistant coach. Is there one that you think you lean on more that best prepared you for this step in your career?
All were different. First of all, they all were good. Great experience, national on that kind of stage, worldwide stage. With the Olympics. But I would say, being assistant under Todd McClellan, it really helped me to see, the kind of like behind the scenes from a head coach, from a really good head coach. So I learned a lot from him. But also I gotta say, my time in Ontario, that really formed me to be who I am today. You get, as an assistant coach, you sit back and kind of do all the work for the head coach anyway, but you never talk to the media, really talk to the guys. So I kind of had that in Ontario, and I needed it. A lot of people ask me about, when were you ready? It just clicked, right? And I felt it. I was not ready after year one in Ontario. I wasn't. Would I take a job? Absolutely. But I think after year two, and especially this summer, I felt it. I felt that this is the time, and you guys know too. Timing is everything, and I couldn't end up in a better spot like Boston.
There seem to be 2 times a season that the adrenaline is off the charts. The beginning of the season and the beginning of the playoffs. As, in your experience as a player or as a coach, how do you deal with trying to install new things to a group when the league can be so chaotic and so much adrenaline and energy and everything is speed, speed, speed when they come out of the gate? How is it, what have you seen in your career as a player or as a coach that has helped you know how to navigate that?
Yeah. Probably the biggest thing is to be patient sometimes, right? Even tomorrow, starting tomorrow. Yes, I want to give him all the information I have in here. I just can't. I got to be patient enough. It's going to be a progress, and you got to stick with it, right? I'm not a guy who's looking at the playoff picture right now. Absolutely not. Why should I? Right? We're not even close yet. Nobody is closed yet, so I'm not going to waste my time. I'm going to waste my time about tomorrow and the next few weeks, how things are going to shape up. And of course, I'm looking forward for game one. So I'm not a big picture guy. I start slowly. And to answer your question, that's it. All right, that's me. So I'm going to start with our foundation. And the one thing I learned, probably more as a coach than a player, to be patient and just kind of stick with it, right? Because there will be different noises coming in. It could be media, it could be fans, could be players, whatever it is, right? But at the end of the day, you got to stick with it, right? And that's something I definitely learned a lot, probably more as a coach than a player.
Marco, you've talked about establishing or reestablishing a defensive identity. How do you balance that with maybe giving younger players who might be more offensive leaning an opportunity? Where do you kind of strike that balance?
Yeah, no, I mean, there will be plenty of opportunities. What I like, there will be, nothing will change on our defensive identity. There is a reason why the Boston Bruins were elite in the last few decades, right? And me coming in, I'm not going to change everything because there's one, I would say, bad season, right? There will be few things will be the same, and I'm going to tweak a few things where I think we have to get better to get more out of it in the offensive part of it. So again, that's what I'm trying to do without losing the defensive part. I was a forward too. I love to score goals, right? So that's where we try to help them, teach them to get more out of it, not just 5-on-5, but also, like Don mentioned it, also on the power play.
Marco, it seems training camps are shorter and shorter every year, and there's so much opportunity here for some young guys, some veterans. How do you make sure that you give everybody the opportunity that they need to show what they have in such a short window here?
Yeah, no, I mean, the good thing is we still have 6 games, so that means everyone will get a, I would say, opportunity. And just like today, we decided with Pasta, he's going to miss a few days. That's already another opportunity for some other guys, all right? We didn't sign a PTO because of that reason. So there will be opportunities, and that's what I'm all excited about, right? I worked with all the young kids the last 3 years. So I want them to have success, and I'm going to do everything I can to put them in a good spot. And I want them to push some other guys, right? And maybe some older veterans too, right? So So that's the process, and I hopefully, usually there's always one surprise in training camp. The last 7 years I've been coaching NHL level, there usually was always one surprise, and hopefully we're going to have at least one or two coming out the next couple weeks.
To start, Marco, do you see Zaka as a centerman or on the wing?
I don't know. That's to be honest. I know what he can. I love him as a centerman. Absolutely love him. But he might have to play on the wing. I don't know. So that's something. Again, you're gonna see. And again, you might gonna ask me every day. You can, but I will give you the same answer all the time. So it doesn't mean tomorrow you're gonna look at the lineup. You're gonna look at the lines a little bit. I guarantee you that that's not the lineup we're going to go game one. I can guarantee you. It's not the line we're going to go probably day or game one in preseason. So there will be some changes because I want to see it. All right? I can look at all summer long at clips, but I got to stand behind the bench. I got to see it in practice. I got to see it behind the bench. I got to feel it. And then I can tell you right away when I see a Zaka, for example, when he plays wing or centerman, I can see it right away. I can tell you what's the best for not just for him, but for us as a team and as a line where he's in to get the best opportunity.
Marco, do you notice with this next generation of players, do they have more, less, or sort of the same two-way abilities? Like, are they coming up with maybe the same two-way abilities that players of your generation came up with, less? Like, how are you sort of noticing that, and then how do you coach them into that two-way ability?
Yeah. I notice that at home too, right? With my kids, it's just different, right? As a parent, as a coach, you try to, but sometimes it's hard because there are more and more coming in. But I had the luxury, I would say, to experience both. So that's why it's so important. We got to have that in our old school mentality. We still have that. It's still very, very important. But I also know how the new generations are, and they are a little bit different. But it's okay. You know what I mean? You just have to adapt a little bit as a coach. It's not about X and O's all the time anymore. It's about building relationships, communication. It's about when to push. You got to know as a coach when to push buttons and not. So I think that more and more, not just for me in general, coaching and even different sports, that became more and more and more. And because of those young kids, that's just the way they grew up, just like my kids.
Just as it's kind of been tossed around with all the competition and younger players and yourself arriving, how do you kind of make yourself be a source of stability for all the new players that are here and the young players that are trying to break in, and kind of, while there's change going on, things are not going to change too much for the Bruins, and find that balance?
Yeah, no. I mean, again, we can go on and on and on, but I'm going to keep it very, very, or I'm going to try to keep it very, very simple for these guys. They're already nervous. They already have a lot going on in their head, especially going in tomorrow and the games and all that kind of stuff. So I always think I have to keep it very simple. And again, as long as I will be a guy. I just gonna give him the feedback, those guys need. And if there's something he needs to correct, I will tell him that. But again, that's a daily exchange you're gonna have anyway with our players, especially the younger ones.
Just with Tanner and Victor, you bumped into them a little bit. What do you think they'll help bring you as you're kind of transitioning in as well?
No, I was really happy Don signed him. I was really happy that these guys, when I saw them last week for the first time, because I know how important they are, not just as a player, but also as a person, as a leader in our locker room. Just starting by Tana, everyone knows he's going to play hard. If you look at he's in shape. He's like a machine, right? But nobody really knows how important he is in the room. And so that's what I'm really excited about, to have him here. And RV, he's a competitor. He's going to fit well. I think that's something we needed for this team moving forward, because he's going to push guys. He's not a vocal guy, but you guys will see every day in practice. You will see it in games. Sometimes I have to pull him down a little bit, but it's in a good way. So I think just those two will definitely help us on and off the ice.